they are giving a water supply, and so means here it pours water on the fire, water cools the combustible materials. So, when water is there, the things are not burning as we saw. So, when water pours on that fire, the temperature become very lower one. It cools that substances. Water cools the combustible material, so that temperature brought below to the its ignition. Ignition temperature is a low one. Below to the ignition temperature it will come because of the water cooling that substances. Whatever fire is there, on the fire when water we will throw, the substances are cooling. It comes below to the lowest to the ignition temperature. Below to the its ignition temperature, this prevents the fire from spreading, and so the fire is not spreading there. Water vapors also surround the combustible material, and so the water vapors are there. They are also surrounding the combustible substances which are present there, and so water vapors also prevents from that here burning, help in and it will water vapors also surround the combustible materials. When they are giving water or water supply is there, when they will throw the water on that, water cools that one. Whatever fire brigades are there, they are pouring the water on that. At that time water vapors are also surrounding into the atmosphere, it is more, which cut off their oxygen supply, helping in cut off the oxygen supply or supply of the air, and so the fire is extinguished. So the combustible substances are there, they will not burning because they are becoming cooling, they will come to the here below to the ignition temperature. They are cooling, and so they will come to below to the ignition temperature, and also there is cut off of the oxygen supply, and so fire is extinguished. So you have learnt about there are three essential requirements producing here for the fire. Essential requirements for fire, what are necessary? To catch a fire, what is necessary? As we saw many experiments now, we saw many activities. In that we saw here, whenever catching a fire is there by the substance, what is necessary there? So see about that, these are nothing but the fuel is there. First of all, what is necessary to catch the fire? Fuel is necessary. If fuel is not there, there is no any catching a fire. Then air supply, oxygen, if it is not there, the things are not burning. So first one thing, fuel is necessary. Without fuel, without paper, wood, kerosene oil or any other which combustible substances, if they are not there, that is nothing but here fuel is not there, things are not burning. So to catch a fire, fuel is necessary. Second one, air, oxygen supply is necessary. Without oxygen, things are not burning. So oxygen is necessary, that is air. And heat is necessary. So without heat also it is not burning. We saw about the activities are there. Here heat is necessary for the substances. So without heat it will not burn. As we saw, mastic itself not burning. When there is a heat is producing by the red phosphorus, then only when friction is there, that will react with the potassium chlorate, and then only it produces heat, and then only mastic catches a fire. So heat is also necessary. By the friction there is it catches the fire with the potassium chlorate, that red phosphorus reacts and it produces a heat, then only it catches a fire. So things to burn, things to catch a fire, there is the fuel is necessary. Without fuel, without the substances, it will not burn. Air is necessary, oxygen supply. Third one, heat is necessary. If cooling, if water pouring there, things are not burning, that is heat. So heat is necessary to raise the temperature of fuel beyond the ignition temperature. So if water pouring, it is below to the ignition temperature, and so here it will not catch the fire. Fire can be controlled by removing one or more of these required. If any one we are removing from that, like a heat will not giving when we are pouring a water, when fire brigades will come, what they will do? They will remove the heat from there. How? The substance is, fuel is not able to, see from these three, any one when we are removing, the fire will stop. And so here the fire brigades, when they will come, they first of all remove the heat from there by pouring the water on that combustible substances. They are cooling. What they will do there? They will cool the substances. The substance come below to the ignition temperature, and so here fire can be controlled by removing one or the more requirement. The job of fire extinguisher is cut off the oxygen supply or bring to the down temperature of the fuel. Temperature of the fuel is there, bringing down, and also they will cut off the oxygen supply. When water vapors are present around to that, there is it will cut off the oxygen supply when water is pouring there, and also the ignition temperature is there, it will below to that ignition temperature the substance will come, or sometimes both also taking place. See, it will come below to the ignition temperature, otherwise there is here it is nothing but it will cut off the oxygen supply. Many times both is able to take place, this and this. There is cut off oxygen supply, otherwise heat is there, not means there is it will come below to the ignition temperature or lowest temperature. When we will throw the water, when we will pour the water, here heat is not supplying there, and here oxygen supply is also cut off there when pouring water. But fuel is not removing. Fuel means what? Combustible substance. When building is burning itself, when building catches a fire, we are not able to remove that building, and so it is not that much possible. Notice that fuel is there in most of the cases, means many cases are there. If any one or two things are there, we are able to remove. If any benches are there or wooden some things are there, we are removing from that wooden things. But it is not possible if building itself catching a fire, building is not able to remove. Some things are there we are able to remove, that is the fuel, that are the combustible substances we are able to remove. But all the combustible substances, when it will catches a fire like a building, we are not able to remove. In most of cases cannot be eliminated here fuel. So, if for instance a building catches fire, whole building is the fuel, and so how to remove the whole building? So, that time they are removing the air, that is oxygen supply, and also heat. It minimizes the ignition temperature below to the, or the temperature comes to the below to the ignition temperature. Next one is the types of combustion. Which are the types of combustion? About that we are going to see here. Which are the types of combustion? So, types of combustions are there. They are nothing but the rapid combustion and spontaneous combustion. Rapid combustion and the second one spontaneous combustion. So, rapid combustion is there, they will burn very fastly. We find that here, bring a burning matchstick or gas lighter near the gas stove in the kitchen. Turn on the knob. You know that gas is there, it will burn immediately or it will catch a fire. We find that gas burns rapidly and produces heat and light. Whenever we are burning, a matchstick is there, bringing near to the gas, it will catch a fire, and immediately the gas starts to burn and it produces heat and light. In your home you are observing many times that with the help of lighter is there, otherwise with the help of matchstick there is a gas stove is there, it starts to produce a smoke, it produces heat and light. It catches immediately here fire and produces a heat and light. Such a combustion, such type of combustion which immediately, like kerosene oil is there, otherwise LPG gas, which catches a fire and producing a heat rapidly, that is called as such type of combustions are called as a rapid combustion. There are substances like phosphorus which burn in air at a room temperature. See, like phosphorus is here, it will burn at a room temperature. So, here there are some substances which is spontaneously. So, like here there are some substances like phosphorus is there which burn at in air at room temperature. So, second one we are saying rapid combustion means about the LPG gas we observe, that is rapid combustion. Combustible substances catches a fire immediately and goes on burning, and that is called as here producing a heat and light, that is called as a rapid combustion. Some substances like phosphorus is there, here it will catch a fire which burn in air at room temperature also. the type of combustion in which a material is suddenly burst into a flames. There is a formation of suddenly it will catch a fire. That is called as a spontaneous. In the forest fire, spontaneously it will catch a fire and produces a flame without any application of any apparent cause. See, in the rapid combustion, apparent means here external heat is external fire is there, it is necessary with the help of matchstick, with the help of lighter, then only it is a burning. But in the spontaneous combustion, from external any fire is or from external any heat is not necessary, or whatever fire you are giving from externally, it is not necessary there in the spontaneous combustion. It will, substances are burning, catches fire spontaneously itself only. So, externally fire is not necessary. If the application of any apparent cause is not necessary in the spontaneous combustion, like a forest fire, they will burn because of a summer's heat, like a dry grasses are there because of the heat producing and friction that producing and so heat is producing and it will catches a fire, that is called as a spontaneous combustion. Of coal dust has resulted in a mines, sometimes it is taking place like a coal dust are there, they will burn. And also about the in coal mines it catches a fire. About the spontaneous forest fires are there, it is taking place, immediately it will catch a fire. So here it sometimes due to the heat of the sun, as I told, in the summer season due to heat of the sun it is taking place, due to lightning strike. Most of the forest catches due to the carelessness of human beings, and so many times campfires are there. You should off that one, pour water on that properly and then only move from there, extinguish it properly. Whenever sometimes you are in the forest, you are moving and camps you are going to do campfires. So here that is rapid and spontaneous. Rapid means externally some heat fire is required with the help of matchstick, with the help of any other or lighter. When we will give that heat fire, then only it catches a fire. It will not burn or here itself. We find gas is there, burns rapidly here when we will give the produces heat and light, that is when we have to bring a burning matchstick or otherwise a gas lighter, then only it is rapid combustion is there taking place. In the spontaneous combustion, here it will suddenly it catches a fire or here suddenly burst into the flame and catches the fire without any external application, it is taking place. That is a spontaneous, like a forest fires in coal mines, sometimes it is taking place. So here third one is there, that is about the explosion. We are going to see explosion. So explosion, you know, you listen about the crackers, yes. So crackers are there, how we generally have a fireworks in the festival days, fireworks when we are doing. When a cracker is ignited, a sudden reaction takes place. Crackers when we are burning, sudden reaction is there, it is taking place and it produces here sudden reaction takes place with the evolution of heat, light and sound. See here, production of three things are there. We saw only about up till here heat and light, but when we are burning the crackers, suddenly there is a production or reaction taking place and it will produce a sudden reaction. After that it will produce heat, light and sound. So three things will come with the from the crackers. A large amount of gas is formed due to this reaction is liberated. In this reaction there is a large amount of gas is also liberating, and so here the large amount of gas is formed in this reaction, liberated. Such reaction is called as explosion. So crackers are there, when we are burning it will produce a heat, light and sound, and also it produces a large amount of gas, and this is called as such type of a reaction is called as explosion. Explosion can also take place in if pressure is applied on the cracker. Here when cracker has in pressure is more, then also that cracker itself burning. So that is because of when pressure is more taking place on the crackers. So rapid combustion, spontaneous combustion and explosion. Rapid means externally application is necessary by the gas burner, otherwise by the matchstick. when we will apply for the LPG gas, then it will burn very rapidly and it produce heat and light, that is rapid combustion. Externally some application is necessary. Here spontaneous itself it will burst and forms a flame and it catches a fire, and that is like a forest fire. Some coal mines are there, in that also it is taking place like phosphorus keeping in the air itself, sometimes it catches a fire. So that is a spontaneous combustion. Explosion is there, like crackers, when we are burning it produces a heat in reaction and it is taking place, and that in that reaction it is producing heat, light and sound, and so large amount of gas is produced, and this type of a reaction is called as a explosion. And when more pressure is going to give for that, then then also crackers are there here, and that time also that crackers take a burn and explosion is taking place. So this is about the types of combustion is there about that. So here up till here we saw about the combustion, ignition temperature, some activities, and also about the types of combustion. So about this here we learned. Now next here point is there about the flame. In the next session we are going to see. Thank you.